Season 2, Episode 4 of Invincible gave us a lot to talk about. And I'll be honest, I wasn't as excited for this season as I was for Season 1, but this episode definitely delivered. So let's talk about what happened. The episode starts off by addressing the unanswered question of where Omni-man has been all this time, and we get a flashback of his departure from Earth after the massacre. It was a look at his slow descent into sadness and grief as he dealt with the decision to abandon his post for the sake of his family, in particular his son Mark. At this time, he sees a ship about to be swallowed by the black hole he was about to throw himself into and decided to cling to life just a little while longer as he chooses to rescue them. This is actually paralleled later in the episode as we are shown what appears to be Debbie's continued descent into grief as well, realizing that she never truly knew Nolan. Fast forward to the present, Mark sees his father for the first time since their fight.
Dad?
The hurt and anger are clear, but just when I thought we were about to get a part 2 of that famous beatdown, Mark hugs his father. And it's a good thing he did, because Omni-man was ready to throw those hands.
I missed you.
Nolan convinces Mark to stay and help by asking for help for the sake of the Thraxans. It is then that we're introduced to Nolan's new wife, Andresa, and son, who hasn't named himself yet.
We allow children to choose their own name once they come of age.
This comes as a shock to Mark as he accuses Nolan of trying to replace his family on Earth. Family time is quickly interrupted as a trio of Viltrumite soldiers attack in their search for Omni-man. He leaves to fight them while Mark gets Andresa and Oliver to safety. We cut to Atom Eve, but to be honest, I'm not really a fan of her character. People who've read the comics told me that she gets better later on, but right now, I really don't care for her.
You want this back? Come and get it.
Wrong choice, asshole.
We actually see Atom Eve demonstrate that having powers doesn't necessarily make you a hero, as she possibly gets 2 civilians killed. We cut back to Mark, where Lucan, one of the Viltrumite soldiers, followed them into the cave. Mark tries to fight him off, but Lucan's finger proved too powerful for him. Omni-man uses his razor-sharp wits and quickly puts an end to Lucan. Right? They exit the cave to find the remaining Viltrumite soldiers have completely annihilated the Thraxans, leaving Nolan to feel the guilt of knowing that he's the reason for their deaths. He argues to Mark that he shouldn't feel grief for them. They were weak, an inferior species, but Mark doesn't try to convince him otherwise. He makes the point that
This is how you should have felt on Earth.
Just then, Vildor and Thula appear, and the fight begins.
I'll kill you for what you did to these people. Then do it.
Omni-man seems to have the upper hand against Vildor, but is continuously distracted by Mark, who struggles against Thula. And for good reason. This woman's fighting style is, well, just look at this. Omni-man warns Mark that he needs to stop holding back, because
she's trying to kill you, Mark. If you're not trying to kill her, you're going to die.
Mark of course responds with,
No, I don't kill people.
but Omni-man had to quickly bring him back to reality, saying,
If you don't do this, we're all dead. You, me, your brother, and every single Thraxan on this planet.
Thula continues to lay the paws on Mark, but seeing the bodies of the Thraxans must have made him realize that this woman means business. He starts to fight back and manages to take the upper hand. The fight comes to an end, and I don't think I can show you what Omni-man did to Vildor. We also see Mark struggle with the decision to kill Thula. This gives her enough time though to stab him in the stomach and go for the kill. Omni-man rushes over to help Mark and manages to finish her off. What happened next surprised everybody. Lucan, yeah, this guy, does a spinning dynamic entry and completely stomped out Omni-man's spine. Bro literally said,
I got that dog in me, boy! You must go now!
Trust me, this man had all the one-liners this episode.
Next time you kill somebody,
Make sure they're dead.
The episode ends with the introduction of General Kregg, and it becomes clear that all Viltrumite soldiers are about that life 24/7.
Oh, fuck it.
He tells Mark that he's proven himself to be a true Viltrumite by surviving the fight. Barely, if we're being honest. And his prize is to take over Omni-man's role on Earth and get the planet ready for the Viltrumite Empire takeover. And that's basically an episode. We also got a small scene with the Maulers where the clone manages to kill the original. Or self-delete. I don't know. Is it truly murder if your clone deletes you? Anyways, there's one thing that has me curious though. Something's going on with Donald. Originally, I thought this version of him was a clone, but it's beginning to seem way deeper than that. Leave a comment if you have any theories, but I guess we'll find out as the story goes along. If you like this video and this style of review, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.